I would like to talk to you today about what I see as a combination of the Afghan-Iraq war and the oil speculators aborting as many as 13 million jobs before they even get off the ground. Now let me start off by saying that I think President Obama is doing an excellent job, considering he's being forced to fight 3 wars: Afghanistan, Iraq, and the oil speculators. Now, however, he has not allowed these 3 wars to drive this nation into Great Depression 2, in which I think a lot of right-wing zealots would be happy to see happen. I feel that President Obama's success is making right-wing Republican juggernauts as nervous as whores in church, because they know his success means the power pendulum shifts in the Democratic Party direction for possibly the next 50 years. I remember my late father, who was a hardcore President Franklin D. Roosevelt man, because he felt President Roosevelt brought him out of the Great Depression, and he was for the little man, not just the rich folks. Now, so right now, I feel that these right-wing conservative Republican juggernauts don't give 2 hoots about poor folk. Now, if we look at the cost of the Afghan and Iraqi war, the Center for Defense Information estimates that by the end of fiscal 2011, these 2 wars will have cost the American public $1.29 trillion, which is an awful lot of money. Now let's translate that into something that we average folk can look at. If we take that $1.29 trillion and divide it by $117,933, which is the cost of creating 1 stimulus job, we find out that those 2 wars have wiped out possibly 10,938,414 jobs. Think about that. That's a nightmare. But that ain't all. Let's keep going by letting me share with you that what I plan to do between now and the 2012 election is I'm going to offer you some of my feelings on the strategies that the Republicans are going to take to try to upend President Obama in the general election. So therefore, I'm going to do some thinking out loud. I'm going to let you know what's going on in my mind, and I'm going to share with you my passion for the tomfoolery I see in front of me. Now, when I start to look at what looks like is happening in front of us right now, as I think the oil speculators working with these right-wing juggernauts, Republican juggernauts, have managed to abort somewhere between 1.8 and 2.6 million jobs. So if we add these jobs to the ones already gone from the wars, we're looking at over 13 million jobs gone. Think what that would do to our unemployment rate. Wouldn't it bring it right down? Start money flowing, everything. And people would have something to work with. Now, if you think about what the oil speculators have done, raise price of gas. We all know that each penny it goes up is worth either $1 billion or $1.46 billion on the regular gas. So what it looks like, and I'm going to use the minimum figure, that they probably put in place a structure that would reach in this economy and give us a $200 billion tax every year. When you go to that pump and you put gas in your car and you pay this high price, you are paying a tax to the oil speculators. And these people are gouging you. Now, when we go to the next level, the real concern is not just the oil speculators, but the question we have to ask ourselves. We all look in the news and we see these politicians who are out arguing against abortion or arguing against bad marriages and all that, and we find out that they're doing these same things, or arguing against homosexuality, and we find out they're having an affair. So what we know is there is the possibility for folks saying one thing and doing another. Remember that. Saying one thing and doing another. So what I worry about also is whether our Tea Party movement people have cut some deals either with the Republican juggernauts and or Al-Qaeda to sabotage the American economy so it cannot grow and prosper with new jobs. A real worrisome thing is they wonder whether they're trying to create a condition similar to what the Germans had after World War I, where the economy was in a wreck and we saw the rise of Adolf Hitler. Now, if you think about it, the Germans blame the Jews, and now we have the illegal aliens. And we're seeing sort of laws being passed by Republican legislatures to the anti-immigrant, and these laws, in my opinion, are moving dangerously in the direction of justifying doing strange things to these people. So, with that, I want you to think about it. I want you to think there have been over 13 million jobs aborted, and it seems to be that these right-wing juggernauts are trying to move us in the direction of creating some new Adolf Hitler to foster, unleash, and whatever against illegal aliens, turning these folks from people to chattel. I thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and may God bless America.